Welcome to a tutorial video about exporting your Haiku classes for use next year. There are a few simple steps that you'll need to follow to make sure that your content that you have worked so hard to create this year is available for next year. The first step that you'll need to do is to go into the class that you want to export. Once you're in the class, you'll go up to Manage Class and then click on Make Inactive. Once you do this, this will make your class inactive, and students will have no idea that this class even exists anymore, while still retaining this information on Haiku's servers. We recommend that you do not delete your classes, and instead you make them inactive so that you can have this class to refer back to should you need to at a later point. Once you've made your class inactive, again, in the Manage Class menu, you're going to click on Save Class As. You'll be presented with a couple of options. For right now, in the early stages of your Haiku implementation, I recommend that you save class as a new class, because that's going to give you a little bit more flexibility when you are editing your materials. Then, on this next prompt, when it asks you what you would like to include, select All Page Content and make sure all of these checkboxes are selected. The only ones that you may want to uncheck are things related to specific dates, such as calendar events or announcements. You would want to keep in assignments, discussions, polls, and assessments, and what have you, so you can refer back to those resource documents as well as your instructions next year, and it's just a matter of copying and pasting instead of having to recreate everything. So after you have taken care to make sure that those things are selected or unselected, you will be asked one final question. What do we want to do with these Google Drive files? Use your existing Google Drive files, because if you make copies of every Google Drive file, it's just going to get incredibly messy and your drive is just going to get very cluttered. So use the existing Google Drive files so you just have one place where you know that you need to go. After that, go ahead and click on Next. From here, you'll have a couple more steps that you'll need to do. So you can rename your class. I would recommend renaming it for the upcoming school year so that you're able to easily differentiate between this year's and next year's class, as well as changing your URL. This class is going to keep the same URL that you had, and because of the nature of website URLs, you'll have to create a unique URL. You can see that on my screen right here, I have added 2017-2018 so that we know that that is what we will be doing, what we will be using in the 2017-2018 school year. After that, press Save. From there, you will see a screen that looks like this. If you see just this blank screen, don't panic. All that you need to do is refresh the page, and usually it comes down after the first refresh. Sometimes it might take 5 or 10 minutes. But once you've done that, and after your page is refreshed, you'll see all of your Haiku content has been pulled down, except you are missing a few key things. These are the steps that you're going to act on in August when you are setting up your new Haiku masterclass for the 2017-2018 school year. So your first step is going to go to Edit Roster and create your sections using the imported roster data that the school and district will provide for you. After you've done that, you will have to make this class active so that your students will be able to see it, and it will appear in their landing portal. Finally, you might have noticed that it has this boring black and white theme, and it might be missing the theme that you had originally used for this class. Go ahead and click on Edit Theme and bring back your original theme, or design this class however you want to, and you'll be in an advantageous position at the beginning of the year next year, because you won't have to create as much on Haiku. All of these pages have been created by you last year, so it makes sense to keep building this library over time. So in short, that's how you export your Haiku classes for the next school year. If you're wondering, if say you start to work on this and you go and do something else and you're wondering like, well, wait, hey, where are my new classes that I just exported? If you go to My Classes and then search for it in either your active or inactive classes, or by mistake you might have clicked on templates. It could be in that tab as well. So it could be in one of these three locations depending on what you clicked. By default, it will go to inactive until you activate it. And that's it. So this should hopefully save you a lot of time next year as you're creating your haiku content, and thanks for watching.